We are just a few days away from the budget as well. So help us understand that this time, what are your expectations from the budget announcement? Any sectors that you are keenly watching out for? Because Vetri, there was some hope that maybe in the second half of this fiscal year, the capex might pick up. For now, we are not just seeing that shaping up that well. So given those hopes, seems like they're shattering. But from the upcoming budget, are you still pinning some respite on that front?
Well, to be very fair, Shrishti, I think budgets that made a very material difference to equity markets, those are the budgets I remember in the first 10 years of my career. So for that, you would have to go back to the 90s and the early 2000s. I would actually submit that we make a lot of noise about the budget, but it really doesn't affect our investment outcomes in the way that, the noise comes about which sector is impacted positively or negatively. Remember that anyway, the entire scope of indirect tax changes has moved out of the budget and into the GST Council. So nobody tinkers with, the excise duties because that's moved to GST. So, that takes away a lot of the impact that sectors used to experience. Now you're down only to direct taxes. And over there, I think the big simplifications have already happened. Corporate tax in 2019 and income tax over the last 2 to 3 years. So I would say the budget is increasingly a statement of fiscal affairs. The key element of this budget, I think, will be continuity. The finance minister has already reiterated a commitment on the glide path to a 4.5% fiscal deficit. But I think we need to understand what this means. Bringing down the fiscal deficit is great from a macroeconomic point of view in terms of stability, not so great for growth. So when you look at why is the Indian economy slowing or punching slightly below its capability, you have to look not just at monetary policy, but also at fiscal policy, because both of these are restraining the economy. And the final point, which I think which is restraining the economy, is the interventions which have happened in the credit growth. So I don't have any great expectations from the budget in terms of tweaking the trajectory of economic growth, but certainly keeping the macro discipline is very important. Because remember, we are dealing with a very uncertain world in terms of economic policy, financial stresses, and finally trade policy and a new regime coming in the US. So the best that you can do is keep your house in order, which gives you the optionality to respond to challenges as they come along.
Now come to Smiths, because that's where you're.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.